And if you wouldn't mind, folks, kindly like and subscribe to my channel. And we're always working on stuff over here in the garage. We never know what we're going to drag in, so appreciate any support. Thank you. Hey, good afternoon, YouTube. Hugmeister's Garage and Workshop. Giving you an overview of the update to the controls we did on the garage heating system. Bought one of these Taco multi-zone controllers and used it in a little bit different fashion, but it kind of neatens up the wiring in here. I had a big J box with a bunch of relays. Initially, I had just it was kind of a prototype, but I kind of always messing around with this thing, trying to make it a little cleaner. But this is what we got in here. We got a Taco 4-zone controller. We got a couple of rib relays. We got a 2-stage Ranco controller, and I'll explain all that. But here's where our water comes in from the house over there. Runs about 75 feet one way off the end of the house, goes down in the ground, comes up in an insulated box outside. Then it goes over here and up. Of course, I got plenty of valving and drains. Here's our circ pump. Here's our heat exchanger for hot water. So when this is running, I actually got hot water over here in the sink. And our temperature sensor and a couple of gauges. And there's a vent for the high spot down here. We're below the boiler, actually. So that vent works nice when we fill it. And there's our zone valve. And let's see. I'll take you... Oh, this is our fan switch. I got it wired. I got 2 whips out for high or low. I leave it on high. And this is run out with a cord. So if I need to, if something fails, I can actually unplug the fan motor and plug it into this switch. Same with the 120 on the pump. That's a switched receptacle it's in now off the relay. But if I need to manually control it, I can just unplug that Wi-Fi transmitter and just plug it in if I manually need heat down here. But I'll take you over to... I'll show you this other thing I got here. I put all my house thermostats on these Wi-Fi Honeywells. I did have a 2-stage system here hooked to the motion detector. And you can see that in one of my earlier videos. But I upgraded this. So I really don't need the 2-stage now, because I can just get on my app and I can preheat this garage or I come over here. And I actually got a heck of a deal off of NiceEgg with these. They're like $17. And you could get 2 a year, and I used like 3 or 4 different addresses. I ended up getting like 6 of them, so I rezoned the whole house. But I'll kind of show you this drawing I made of how this works. And basically, I've got some things jumpered out. This is that Taco box in there. You've got your 24-volt thermostat. When that calls, I've got the output jumped across all the inputs. So all these lower zones will pull in. And I'm pulling the 24 volts off the top to run that Ranco 2-stage switch just for the power to it. But when it calls for heat, it will tell this zone valve to energize. That zone switch closes. Then that closes the end switches. When the end switch closes, I've got that run through the relay to the pump through a set of contacts on that Ranco switch. I've got that set for 100 degrees, and then it runs that pump relay. This is here because this way I don't have to keep the loop on all the time, and it opens it up slowly without energizing the pump and lets the water slowly warm up going to the house. And it gets mixed with the manifolds in there, and then it gets mixed going to the boiler, so I don't get boiler shock over there in the back of the wood boiler. But that'll fire up, and the other set of that Ranco switch is it's a 2-stage switch. This is the high side. I got that set for 125 degrees, so when the actual boiler temp, this will run up to 100, and when it does, it'll kick on my circ pump, and then that brings the temperature up the rest of the way. And then when that does start running,
it'll bring that 125 degree water in, and then my fan relay will kick on.
Actually, it's running right now.
See, man, I got it set for 68 in here. And this other output I used, that runs a pair all the way into the house, into my living room by my thermostats for my status light. I've got a green LED light up there, and that'll let me know that the garage heat is on. And that can come in handy, like if I go in there and, you know, I forget to shut the heat off, I can see that light's on, it'll remind me to turn it off, so that works pretty good. Then this is just your rib relays that actually run your circ pump and your fan. But that kind of neatens it up in there, because all I got to do is just pull the lid off that green box, and I just keep this tucked in there. But it's a lot, it's not a conventional way to use these, but it's a nicer way just to put single devices off the outputs. It's just having all these energized at once, and so far so good.
It's nice having that Wi-Fi control. Like I say, when I'm on my way home, I know it's cold over here. I just dial it in on the app, and I come over here and the garage is nice and warm. So there you go. I might do one of video of the in the house side too that I updated in there. So have a good day, folks.